Hi, Canada for the fans. It's Raz, Queen from Cardiff. Well, the last match, my last watch along for the season. And all I want to say is, first and foremost, thank you very much for staying up with me through my protestations, through my frustrations, through my not believing that we're going to reach the promised land. And then in the end, we didn't. Um, But what I want to say, guys, is thank you very much for making this platform. What can I say? Just enjoyable, stressful as it has been. It's been enjoyable as well. I've got my wingman to my side. He's just come up now with everything, pretty much everything. So that's all good. First and foremost, excuse me, I've got a bit of a frog in my throat, so pardon. I may have to like dip in, dip out. I've got my wonderful daughter as well. She's been doing her homework and studying well for exams, so I'd have to dip out roughly maybe just after half time because she's gonna her mum's gonna pick her up. But I will be back with you before the end of the match, so don't worry about that. Secondly, if you saw the Easy Talk with Alex and his guests, it seemed to be a real power, lots of debate, lots of discussion, and that's what the Easy Talk does. So, big up Alex. I want to get on the Easy Talk, because the guests that he has, they've been so fantastic and so knowledgeable. And, as Arsenal fans, that's what you want. You want some really good, hard truths, but also some really good conversations and laughs. Thirdly, I want to say thanks very much to Ashley D and Emerson as well for doing the team lineups and keeping me in check with the times because, of course, running to time on my screen is not going to be consistent with the way that you guys see the match as well. So for that, I'm forever grateful. And thirdly, fourthly, it's you guys who come in and watch this watch along. It's not in any kind of like luxurious kind of like studio. It's not in a fantastic part of wherever it is. It is where I am, where I'm based. But just to share my time with you guys and you to watch me and watch the match and agree or disagree with lineups and everything else means a lot to me. So for that, I really do appreciate everything that you guys have done on this, watching me on this watch along. So thank you very much. I think we're still 20k strong in subscribers and we need to do something. I did say to Alex we'll do something, and I need to think more about it. Of course, finances haven't been in place as they should have been, but that's neither here nor there. I want to make sure I keep my promise with you guys who've been really faithful to our channel. So let's just go straight in because we've got roughly about 10, 12 minutes before the match starts. So I've got Ashley D, as always, my wingman. Here at Goonies, it's the final watch along of this season with the one and only Mad Dog Raf and his 4 minutes deflated reactions, delated reactions. Win or lose, let's have fun and remember to hit that like button. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ashley D. And once again, Ashley D is coming up with the team sheet. Team is Ramsdale, Partey, White, Gabriel, Kiora, Jorginho, Xhaka, Odegaard, Saka, Trossard, Jesus, Subs Turner, Tierney, Waters, Holding, Bandadera, Vieira, Nelson, Smith Rowe, and Nketiah. Of course, I thought that Saka was injured and was going to make the match, but here we go. The assembled comes up with the thumbs up. Thank you, assembled. And the assembled comes up with Kiora, left back, Tierney on subs bench. Yeah, you know what, I don't get it. Maybe there may be a bit of a backstory to this, but there we go. And Ashley is coming with this now. He said Artist still picking the same team, bench warmers still bench warming. Yeah, this is the last match. We haven't reached the promised land. We're in second. We've got Champions League football. Put the youngsters out. Change the setup. I'm sure Saka will appreciate it. I know that everyone wants to see the match off, the last match and everything, but that's what happens at the end of the match. Everybody walks around the pitch. So Angie, our first lady, afternoon Arsenal boys, she says. I don't think that's us. I think she's on about the team. But she's asked, then if it is us, then thank you very much, Angie Beer. And Canon for the TV, please subscribe and hit the like button on Raz's last watch along. It is my last watch along. I wonder what you guys will be doing for the summer. Are you going to be keeping up with transfer news on whatever platforms as well as us? Are you just going to like take a complete break away from football and concentrate on things that matter? You know, maybe there might be one or two family members that you put to one side because it was a really interesting season, or you know, have you got jobs that you need to get to do because it's going to be a long hot summer, I believe. But as I mentioned, Alex is going to be doing some transfer news and easy talks, I believe, as well. And we'll see what happens with this season, because, or not this season, the future season, because it all depends on what's going to happen. Has the Cronky still got deep pockets? Are they going to start thinking, well, you know what, actually, this team's come really close. Maybe we should, you know, give Arteta some more money, you know, improve the war chest. And I think what was also rather business-like, sneaky, keen, I suppose, is the fact that they released the new kit as well, the new home kit. What do you think of the new home kit? I believe the cost is either 80 to 105, £110. What do you think? What do you think of the new kit? I've seen other platforms displaying it. I'm gonna be getting myself down to London sometime soon, and I'll have a look myself. And I mean, this is a new kit. It's only a season kit old. So it'd be interesting to see what the new kit looks like and what it feels like. Okay, I've got some more comments coming in. The assembled Arsenal are forced by Premiership rules to play your strongest possible team. That's covered in manager's tactical system. Oh, okay. I wasn't aware of that. That's the level of my awareness when it comes to football. Yeah, I can understand playing, but you can still, you know, 5 subs. You probably put 5 subs. You probably do it about 70 minutes in. So go figure on that one. Okay, so we're still time away. I need to refresh my page because it's on golf at the moment, which is a bit of a weird one. Let's see if it'll clear up. Oh, it's gone to Monaco. Lovely. Okay, let's just keep that page there. Alright, so it will start in about 7 minutes. Ashley D's coming. Oh, actually, before that, Before that, Emerson, afternoon, Ralph. My team sheet is in. Yes, your team sheet is in. I will read it off my phone, and it is Ramsdale, Partey, White, Gabriel, Kiora. This lineup is just weird. Odegaard, Jorginho, Saka, Jesus, and Trossard. So we got Partey on the right side defence, and Kiora on the left side defence. I don't. I understand that from the assemble when someone says Arsenal are forced by Premiership rules to play the strongest possible team, but why not put Tierney left back? Why not push Partey central? Or why not put why not put that hold unless Holding's injured, or I don't know. Okay, so yeah, so yes, so I just mentioned it. Angie Bear says, "Green wavy away shirt. Is that the one with all those stripes on? If that's the one that I think it is, I'll have to have a look." Ashley D is coming. Well, we have not done very well, so do not think that is our best. No, I don't think it's our best possible team either, to be honest. And this was coming. Yeah, 75 minutes. Yeah, we do our subs all in about the 70th, 75th minute when the game's gone away from us. What do you reckon the score's going to be? I feel that in the chat, everyone seems to be rather optimistic. Everyone's thinking that it's going to be like a 5-0 or whatever it is. I think, I don't know what Wolves' state of play is. I'm sure they're safe from relegation. I don't know. I haven't been concentrating, to be honest. The someone's coming. Actually, we all know that, but prove Tierney is our best option in this system. Okay. We are 5 minutes away. Yeah. So, what do you reckon the score's going to be? Do you reckon it's going to be a massive 5-0? You think it's going to be a gripping end-to-end match, or you don't really care? You don't really, the season's gone. Season's gone. It went pretty much last week. It went a few weeks before that. Um, I don't get the lineup. I'm going by Emerson's lineup. Part want to put Saka in right defence. He played like that for England. You must have start Eddie Nketiah. I haven't seen anything with Jesus doing anything. If I have to be totally honest, you know, blood of a couple of these youngsters, at least two. Get them on the pitch. This. I don't think this team is just. It's just there. Like last week, it's just there. So, Cannon Fodder comes in. Wolves 2-1. That's interesting. Assembled. That he doesn't play, and this is obviously conversation. Someone says, Alex, that's out of order. Everton Kozier reckons 3-1. And rebuttal, the assembled, I know, he says. And he says, I love it. So there you are. There you are. He loves it. Excuse me. He loves being controversial, my bruv. I don't know if it's controversial. I think he is very, very astute in his observations, if I have to put it in that kind of vernacular. Where did you think we was going to be at the beginning of the season? Because the lot of the clamour of the comments and the feeling was, let's just get into top four. We've had 8th and 5th. Let's get into top four. And then when we was on this incredible run, it was now, oh, you know what? Let's we got to win it. And you can see with the amount of signings that kind of helped us along the way, but we didn't really finish the job. We didn't finish our food. We fell apart. We fell apart at the time when it was needed most. So for me, I was just thinking, hey, you know what? Everyone who used to talk to me at work, I always say to them, just one match at a time. One match at a time. I don't get my hopes up, but I got my hopes up. I got my hopes up, and dear, this is what they say about Arsenal. It's the hope that gets to you in the end, and especially when it doesn't work, when it works out. So, okay, so if I go into my screen, let's see what happens there, because I'm getting some early doors comments. So let's have a look at this. Andrew comes in and says, "Keep the faith, Mr. Cannon Fodder," and he replies, "I have, Ange." You see, I'm telling you, your Alex can be rather on it. Emerson Kozier said teams are out for a pre-match handshake. I'm just watching Martinelli's in the stands. Yeah, so for me, I was just thinking it'd be good for us just to get there. If we win it, it's a bonus. I feel that if we had won it, it would shut up all those haters out there. It would just shut them up. I could have done with winning it because of the run that we went on, but it is what it is. And I think Alex and a few others have been rather astute, thinking, you know what, we're not going to win it because, and they've seen it from early doors. So there we go. Actually, they said, as you are, Ralph, 5 minutes behind, Ralph. We are 2 up. If that was the case, I'm sure Emerson, who's my other online support, would say, Ralph, guess what? So Ashley D, you're just being mischievous, mate. I love you for it, but you're mischievous. I'm just seeing the team just walking out on the pitch. Yeah, you can see it. Ajax loves that as well. So there's a massive banner. We're saying Vamos with Saka walking on the pitch. The team walking on the pitch. I don't know. I don't know what do you reckon the mood is like. It seems to be kind of I don't know. It seems to be packed anyway. Seems to be packed. Oh, Andy Bear's coming. Says we're off. Okay, so if we're off, Colin Young's back in the house. Where is Win the dog? I know nothing. I know nothing. Let's just get that underway. There we go. Keep Colin happy. I am going to switch from this screen. Let's see if it will be. My screen just slowed down. Walls are kicked off. Yeah, I'm just going into the actual match itself. Let's have a look. No, that's fine. Okay, so Wolves are kicked off, and Koyo says Shaka kicks off with a goofy tackle. Gabriel Solano, welcome Gabriel, says hi Gooners, greetings from Costa Rica. Costa Rica, greetings. Greetings from this part of the UK to Costa Rica. Angie Bear says listen on Arsenal.com and BBC Sports app for goal alerts. Okay. And Cannon Ford responds Angie Bear responds hello Gabriel, and Cannon Ford responds hello Gabriel too. Okay, so normally at this point, Angie Bear comes in, says we like Gabs. We do like our Gabriels. We do like our Gabriels. Let's have a look and see. Come on, keep up the play. I'm that 3 minutes, maybe 7 minutes behind. Oh, football matches today not available. Try again. That's not good. As usual, I think one of my must dos for next season is to not to subscribe to all these other channels, but to stick with one that can actually show me the match. And I have to have a talk with my wingman as well because he's given me a few pointers. Yeah, I'm way behind. I wonder if I come out from this and everyone's taking a knee for the last match of the season. But you guys are seeing this and well away and well above. Let me have a look at this. Let's see if I can just go there. Partey at right back. So just seeing comment coming in. Quay Young, Partey at right back to promote past success, and we are wearing the PR Cool Aid kit. Who needs a trophy? Bark it up, win the dog. Not cynical at all, are we, Colin? Not cynical at all. Okay. Maybe if I connect it with my mobile phone and see if that may improve. Ashley D is coming. Gabriel, welcome to Canada for the TV. And the assembled. Leeds are losing. Oh no. English Conversation Club. Hi, Raz and Daz. Hi, English Conversation Club. How you guys getting on, man? How you doing? You okay? Andy comes in. Afternoon English. Afternoon English. Right. Let's see if I can actually keep up with play on another platform. This would be amazing. Oh, I don't think so. I don't think we want that, do we? We want this. There we go. Speed is of the essence here. Okay, so English Conversation Club say Anne's First Lady, and they come back with a reply. Where's Alex? Alex, although he may be chipping in now and again, Alex is on holes. It's half term, it's bank holiday weekend, and he's taking it easy. So that's where he is. English Conversation Club comes with a draw, I think, today. And there you go. Angie Beer says pretty much the same thing. Yeah, so yeah, I think that it's going to be. I don't. Like I said before, I'm not sure what the state of play is. I feel that if Leeds lose today, I think they'll be relegated, unless Wolves are within that position as well. So I don't know, to be honest. This may sound a bit selfish. I've been thinking more about Arsenal and where we've been placed than everybody else. I have a bit of a wind up with my brother Alex because his second team is Fulham and mine is Leeds. Because when I was in secondary school, I had a good friend who was a Leeds fan, and yeah, so to see the fact that Leeds are losing, I don't think it's looking good. Andy Bear's coming again. No, a win, a lot. Play the pup. There's some dicey words there. I'm just watching Trossard on the left side. Emma Smith. Emerson, make pardon. Emerson, if you're still keeping up, can you tell me what the time check is? Because I am way behind. I am way behind. Chiquinho's coming. Do you know there's only one single club that Unai didn't win a Europa at when he coached them? Take a guess. Okay, thank you, Emerson. So it's 7 minutes in, and I'm way behind. It says this video's failed. Retry. So I'm retrying. And so, of course, the last week, those I've subscribed to are not showing the match. So I'm going to come out of this. Scroll again. And see where I can join you guys on this watch along, not a watch along. I think if there's any kind of like consistency, it's my inconsistent stream. So let's see if I can find another platform. Okay, that's fine. Bear with me a moment. What's HD? Okay. Okay, so something's coming back in fits and spurts, so pardon moi. English Conversation Club says, okay, so that's no doubt the fact about Alex not being on here. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I mean, I could quite easily have walked away from this, but I thought, you know what, because I started it and some good run, and then we hit the skids. Then we lost. I thought, you know what, just see it to the end. I've been quite fortunate in that kind of sense of being able to get to have the weekends off and do a watch along. And I have to say, this is the most I won't say stressful. It has been stressful, I'm not gonna lie, but it's been enjoyable as well. Oh, okay, I can see Monaco. I can see everybody. Let's see if Arsenal will show up this time on my screen. It's going to be very slow. Ed timing. And okay. It's true. We do look out with a bang. We may go out on a whimper. So let's see if this goes. Ooh. Again, screens decided to do. Andrew Bears, come up, go! And Kyle said, no pressure, FC. Should have your back today. Ralph, 1-0 Arsenal. There we go. So I'm going to see if I can get this done and dusted. No pressure at all. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come out of this. Jesus has scored. Andrew says X-Man. That's interesting. Jesus has scored. So he's ended his slight barren run as well. Ashley D says, wow, Jesus scores. Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of like taken with the fact that he's scored. But he's scored pretty much when it's the last game of the season. So, who actually, this may sound kind of like, I'm not sure if it's controversial or anything, but who would you like to see come into the team for next season? Have you got like an idea of a striker, number 9 or number 10, who could come in and do the same thing as that guy has done? Oh, correction! It wasn't Jesus. Saka scores. Fire up the. Emerson's coming as well. Correction, it's Xhaka. So it wasn't Jesus. It was Xhaka. After 11 minutes, it's confirmed on my Arsenal chat. Yes, Xhaka has scored. A parting gift. What do you reckon? Andy Bear, well, he's got one. Andy Bear says, and Koy Young says, Diego Simeone. Never controversial at all, Colin. Ashley D says, Xhaka and Jesus getting a goodbye to Arsenal game. Right, I'm going to knock this on the head because it's not doing what I want it to do. If I go here, I go here, and... Oh! 2-0! Xhaka again. What's going on? Is Xhaka trying to like redeem himself and say, "Boss, I don't want to go. I don't want to leave Arsenal. I'll do anything. I'll score. I'll score." But I'm still waiting for confirmation to come up on my screen here as well. So why that's not happening, I don't know. Angie says she's going to miss him. Emerson confirms it. And going look a bad cold. Ashley D says Xhaka is looking to get a big wage at his next club. Yeah, yeah. Honestly, what's going on here, Mr. Lee? Too little, too late, as the saying goes. Gotta give the fans something, you know what I mean? Gotta give the fans something. Those who travel down, those who managed to get in the tickets in advance. Gotta give them something. Okay, so let's see if I can get something out of this that'd be mildly entertaining for the last watch along. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of retries. Videos failed. And even getting an app does not seem to spare me any of the frustrations that I seem to have grown accustomed and used to. Wonton soup. What were the odds of a Granit Xhaka hat trick? Oh, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. I don't know. It'd be interesting to find out what the odds are. I'd be interested. A parting gift to the Arsenal fans and the Arsenal club. Granit on a hat trick. Well, for me, everything's gonna go slow. I could quit it because I don't think I'm giving you the full experience. Quite young, sure, we'll all remember the seasons we were second and Granit scored a brace in the last game to put an exclamation point on a 16-point swing to City for a first place giveaway. Ashley B is coming. Wonder if Tooney has a bet on Xhaka. Behave yourself. That's being mischievous. That is right. Okay, this is not doing me any favors. For some reason, I was at one stage a few minutes behind, and now even trying to get something, it's taken 4 times as long. Let's get rid of that. I apologise, guys, for my tardiness and lack of professionalism. I feel like my efforts fallen away at the last hurdle. Let's have a look. Let's see what I can do from this point. See if that will help. I'd rather be behind and seeing something than nothing and just getting. I still didn't get an alert from Arsenal. Maybe that'll come up as well. Okay, 15 minutes in. Okay, so actually they say, get up, Jesus. Don't be injured. We need to sell you. That is naughty. That is naughty, actually. the last game of the season, you want to go out like that, do you? Okay, expand my screen. Okay, I'm not sure what time you guys are on. I'm on 15:56. No, I'm sure you guys will be like way ahead of me anyway. Colin Young's come back in. Hashtag just want to win. That's all. Moral victories is not what built Arsenal Football Club. No, you're right. You're right. You know the way that if I while you know of course play's just gone on a little bit because I've just seen the Jesus foul on him. If I give you a mini history of the reason why I support Arsenal, where my family lived at the time, um, we lived in a place called Richmond Avenue, and a friend of mine from school, his parents owned a pub across the road, and I had no awareness at all, as a kid. But I remember there was bunting, yellow and blue bunting, and I think there was some red and white bunting around the pub, and it was the FA Cup. It was 1971, and my dad was calling because I was playing football in the streets as we often did. I was playing football in the streets, and my dad called me down, and my dad had our dad, Alex and me, our dad, had a running argument with our mum to say who was going to win the FA Cup, if it was going to be Liverpool or Arsenal. And my mum said, "Put your hands up if you think Arsenal's going to win." So I put my hand up, and I think Alex, I think he just joined in. He put his hand up as well. So we was all against our dad. So we said, Arsenal's going to win the FA Cup. So I went back upstairs outside in the garden, on the in the street to play football. And it was some time. It must have been some time because we just played football all day long. And my dad called me downstairs, and he called me downstairs. Um, Stevie Highway. They showed the highlights of Stevie Highway scoring, and then moments later, it seemed like moments later, it was my hero Charlie George. Charlie George scored, and the house was just bumping. Of course, my dad wasn't too happy at the time, but the house was bumping. My mum was like going, "I told you." And that was I loved the goal. I don't know what it was. Even when I see it today, the hairs on the back of my neck like stand up because it's just the way he caught the ball so clean, and he done the iconic line on the ground with his hands up, you know, in celebration. And I fell in love with him. I fell in love with Charlie George and Arsenal, and that summer's day it was boiling hot, and to know that a friend of mine, his parents had the pub and they had all the bunting, the street had the bunting, and the only one thing I didn't do because I was quite young anyway. I didn't go to the Upper Street Town Hall to see the coach coming back in from Wembley. So that's my love of Arsenal. I always felt that that's what we do. That's what we're meant to do. We're meant to be contending. We're meant to be winning something, not just happy with mediocrity. Just happy just to get to top four, as we did years ago. The odd FA Cup kind of like blindsided us a little bit, but we all knew that there was something more to it, and that's how we should be. We should be competing. It should never take that away from the fans. Never take that kind of like aspiration from the fans. We want to see our team successful and winning, and we should do whatever it takes. Angie Bear's coming. She says, how lovely. You used to fancy Super Mac. Yeah, yeah. He used to Malcolm McDonald. Malcolm McDonald. Yeah, Super Mac, man. There was another story about that actually. Super Mac. There used to be, as get because my brother and I used to do paper rounds, and we used to get comics. Roy of the Rovers was one of the comics I used to get, and Super Mac featured in Roy of the Rovers. And it's when you got like an icon playing at your club, and yet is a comic character as well. You just love you love the club more because he was a cracking player. And I wonder how he's getting on now. You know what I mean? All his players, but yeah, Charlie George I fell in love with. Quite a few years ago, Alex had his lovely wife gave him a birthday present tour at the Emirates, and Alex invited me to come, so I went along with him, and it was Charlie George who did the tour, and that I got my I got my like little A5 picture of Charlie George with the cup on his head, and it's all signed. And my photograph taken with him, and Alex and I think both our photographs taken with Charlie George as well. Just again, to me, that's what that's what it should be about. If you get a chance to meet a legend and talk about good times, talk about Arsenal. LTEL knows everybody. LTEL knows everybody. But yeah, just to see Charlie George is such a legend. I get a bit choked up because I think, oh my god, he's got his arm around me. This is Charlie George. You know what I mean? It just sound like a schoolboy, but that's why I love the club. That's why I do is I fell in love with the club. I fell in love with the club, and you got to support them no matter how crappy sometimes some seasons can become, how disappointing. Like this season, we've had so many good times this season. I can honestly say this is the one season for our longest time where, although we didn't win it, I felt that the fans were were more on side. They were the 12th man. It didn't matter if you're like me sat here, or you're watching it with your mates in the pub, or you're abroad watching the match. I felt that this is the time that we was really really together with the team, and if we could just help them over the line, it would have been fantastic. It would have been special. It would have been special. I'm 23 minutes in on my watch along. Well, 23 minutes in on the screen. 42 minutes on my watch along. We're recounting about days gone past, and I've got now another update. Saka has added, and I'm sure Arsenal would not highlights. Yep, Andy Bear's come in and said, "Starboy." I must be about 3 minutes behind. All I'm seeing is a free kick to Wolves, so just to show how far back I am. Oh, this could be interesting. Hopefully, it will take your time. Take your time, VAR, if that's the case, because maybe my stream might catch up with the match. I don't know. VAR. What would you do without VAR, eh? Okay. There we go. I'm gonna get anything. Probably not. So let's see what's going on. So still VAR? Kind of says, man, he was close. Kind of surprised they didn't take a look. Oh, so we're still 3 goals up then, are we? I've got no confirmation. All I'm watching is a retake of a free kick from Wolves. Yeah, Saka scores. There we go, confirmation. Angie Bears coming, which is situated in West London. What a joke. Kill VAR. Corey Young come up with 3-0. So 3-0. 3-0 within what, about 40 odd minutes. It did come up actually. I'll leave that. Alex had made a mention about Saka signing his contract, and he felt that that's like a kind of clever bit of PR, not VAR, PR. And I don't know. I don't know what to make of that. I feel that what be for me, what's really interesting, not so much who's signed, but who's still yet to sign. I think that we're still Saliba is still at the desk. He needs to sign, doesn't he? Or if he doesn't sign, he'll have one more year on his contract. So for me, it's about who hasn't signed yet. And I don't like getting into that kind of area where we're waiting for our players to just in the goal. It's a good goal. We're waiting for our players to sign. I want to see who's coming to the club and for us to get who's going to come to the club. If everyone's talking about Declan Rice, then get that bit of business done early. I still would like to see Lukaku come in. I think we need a big man up front, and to me, you can't get any bigger than someone who's doing it for is it Inter Milan. He's done. He knows about the Premiership. You know, he's skillful and he can hold the ball up. I don't know if he'd fancy coming to Arsenal, but I don't know who else. I don't know who else who would come. It's going to be back to the transfer market to see the possibilities. This guy that we made a clamour for beginning of or end of last season for this season. I'm trying to remember his name. He went to Juve, and we was all trying to get him to sign, and he didn't want to sign. He went to Juve instead. People are talking about him again. I don't want players to come to a team that they feel they have to because there's no other option. I want players to come because they want to play. They want to. Challenge the position and be challenged. I don't want players just to come because well, you know what, my first choice, my second choice, Arsenal. Well, I'll go with Arsenal because nobody else has decided to come in for me. You know, to me that mentality has got to go. Colin Young's coming. I'm happy we kept our big talent, and I think Saka is a fantastic character to boot. But very refreshing to see him stay against our recent past with the big talents. And Colin Young said, Xhaka waffled that one. Oh, so he missed the chance of that. Let's have a see what's going on, if that's ever going to work. We'll see. I'm going to see a tackle from Jorginho. And referee zooming an R in, but just seen Edu in the stand. Ball's been played out and the Odegaard's on it. And pause. Close. Another close chance. Yeah. Well, Saka seemed to be running around like he isn't injured anyway, so that's good on him. Well, my screen decides to just condense it. Maybe that might help with the flow. Emerson, if you don't mind me asking you, what is your timeline at this moment in time? And Colin, I know Colin can be a bit ahead of me as well. I mean, it's not really much competition, but there you go. Um, let's see. Shall we? Dare I? Dare I? 34-10. Okay, I'm third, so way behind. Way, way, way behind. I'm just seeing patches of play from Arsenal. I'm seeing Benny Blanco running down the wing. Hey! John the Goon is back. Evening Gooners, the legend is back. Yes, you are a legend. Good seeing you, John. Hope you're keeping well. I've seen quite a few of your posts on the WhatsApp group as well, so you seem to be keeping really busy. So I hope you are well. Okay. I want to do something that may jeopardize what's going on here. Oh, he says, I meet the X-Man. I was talking about you, John. But if you think about the X-Man, then that's all good. That's all good as well. I'm not going to hold that against you. I'm 32. Slowly, my time's creeping up. 32. Still 4 minutes behind. So, guys, first and foremost, let me know. Let me know what you think the score's going to be, and let me know what you think who would you like to see come to the Arsenal for next season. You know, if you identify maybe key areas, three key areas that you think that we need help along, or assistance or improvements, put them down. Let me know who you think. If you bear with me a moment, I'm going to just go silent. Sorry, guys. Just it's 33 minutes from me, 4 minutes plus that, so probably about 38 minutes thereabouts. Corey Young's coming. What time is that flight to Leverkusen, John? And Corey Young said Diego Simeone, key area winning. John says, "No, yeah, stop that train, Colin." And John said, "I said 5-0 in no group today." Okay. What's going to happen? I'm going to have to bounce out of my room shortly because my daughter's getting ready and her mum's picking her up. So it doesn't sound like much of a watch along thus far, but I promise you the second half will be more impactful and you're going to have my full attention. So if I can have another time check from you, Emerson or Colin, if you both can give me a time check because I'm stuck on 35 minutes, but I know you guys were roughly about 4 minutes ahead of me. Because what I might do, I might be able to actually stick until half time, and then I'll be maybe just a little bit late coming back for the second half. So far, I'm just seeing a bit of breaking play with Wolves gathering possession. 3 goals up. £39 is actually D. Okay. Okay, so I'll stick with you guys. As soon as it's half time, we'll jump off. Okay, guys, I'm back. Sorry about the breaking transmission, as it were. I had my daughter, and her mum came to pick her up, so I had to do my fatherly duties. So sorry if I left you before half time. I know that it's 3-0 so far. I've seen quite a few cheeky messages along here. So if I go back into them, hopefully before the match starts, and hopefully I'll be on time with my stream as well. So I look and see if I can go into them. 'Cause I did say one I wanted to know who you would like to see come in the new signings. Wonton Soup came in and said, "I give you names: Catherine Thuram, Romeo Lavia, and Goncalo Ramos." Actually, he's coming. You mean you're going to go to pop into the local for a quick one? No, I literally had my daughter. Wonton Soup said Trossard has been struck by lightning. Okay, and Quinn Young's coming inverted. That is the end of our seasons. Fourth to finish fifth, and first to finish second. Mube Guna's come in. Family, what's happening, boys and girls? Well, it's 3-0 so far. John Guna, hey Mube, if only we could do this weeks ago. Yeah, well, ifs, ands, buts, and maybes. Quinn Young, Ramsdale's rolling the dice. That is not the way to keep clean sheets. And Jabir's coming saying afternoon Mumbai. Wong Tong Soup, Ramsdale reminds me of Layman sometimes with his antics. And Jabir says more charismatic. And Ashley D, mischievous again. Half time, let's go down and catch Raf in the pub. Trust me. I think I will need to have a drink or two after the season, to be honest. And I've got a birthday coming up as well. So celebrations all round. Let's go in. Angie Bears coming saying afternoon Glenwyn. And Guido Fishira says Curtis Show TV. Okay. Corey says, how is it Glenwyn? And Corey says, family's way more important, Ralph. No need for an apology. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Like I said, it's when I have my daughter, it's prime time. She's in the middle of her exams, so yeah, groups are in exams, and of course, it's the most important time for them to study and everything. So that's my part, and of course, I feel a bit kind of like emotionally choked when because the time that we have is a laugh and insightful, and we had a really good talk. Father daughter time as well, and then before I know it, her mum comes and picks her up, and then she's gone. So I'm a bit. But that's it. That's it. That's me. That's me. But second half is about to start, and no doubt it probably has started with the stream. It probably has started knowing the stream as it is. I think I might just change a few of my tops because it's amazing. It's amazing how how many tops the team promotes throughout a season. I think we've had what four kits, three of them training tops and everything else. And I think that in between the break, or if we score a goal, if we score another goal, I'll change my top to show you how many tops I've got, within the last few seasons. And I've got Ashley saying Saka on the floor, so that means that no doubt. As I said before, your stream is far ahead of mine. It doesn't seem to matter what I get in terms of apps or whatever. So it's pretty much, I say my watch along, but it's our watch along because you guys are way ahead of what I'm trying to do. So there lies the rub, as they say. Emerson is coming. Also kick off second half. Thank you, Emerson. While there's a lull, I like to know to get your backstory. You heard me waxing lyrical about the way that I became an Arsenal fan. What was the first match or the first player, or if it's both two, um, how do you get into supporting Arsenal? It's never an accident. It's always by design, I reckon. So I wax lyrical about how I joined Arsenal. So it'd be nice to find out from you guys. How did you fall in love with this team that tends to frustrate us every season? Colin Young's come in. My youngest son just gave me great news on Friday from the University of Buffalo. He got a 4.0 in his last semester. Mind you, his majors is physics. Fantastic. Oh my word. That's big news, Colin Young. That's big news. Send our love and appreciation and support and blessings to your son. And if that's not his major, then that means big things. It means big things. And Gunnar Matters come in. Afternoon, Ralph. Where is the other Lee brother? Well, Gunnar Matters, the other Lee brother is in a location which I won't share with you unless he puts it himself. But he's on holes, and I think it's well deserved because he does work extremely hard. You know what? Being a teacher, whether you're a teacher full time or supply teacher or teacher, is dedicated work. You are shaping minds. There was one incident I'll share. I'll share with you later. Um, because I was thinking, teachers, 6 weeks holiday. They go to the pub. They can mark off anyone's history if they don't like you. Blah blah blah. But I had a little insight. Into just oh, grief. I've got Chelsea. What I've got Chelsea for. Um, an insight into the way that teachers when they have to manage a classroom of kids. Oh my word! I'll go into it. So yeah, so Alex on holidays. If he drops in, he will say what it is or where he is. Colin Young says, "My dear father is the reason I'm an Arsenal fan." You see, sometimes we're influenced. We're influenced by those that we love. And they are good at matters. Oh yes, he said he and the Mrs. Fodder are taking a break, well deserved. There you go. He did say that. Okay, so we got a player down, but that was in the 46 minutes, so I'm sure he's up and running. Colin Young, especially the very special kids that Alex works with, bless his soul. Yeah, they are. Every child is who walks into a school or university or academy. You want to make sure that you give them the best of your knowledge and your experience, and if they are challenged in any kind of way, all you want to do is just do your best for them. And sometimes some parents, I put in the real tiny bracket. Some parents don't get that, I don't understand it, or think you're not doing enough, and it's a challenge. Ball's floated in, and it's whisked away. Grinamatter says somewhere in the Shire at the back. He said, "Yeah." Um, I'm 47 and 36 seconds on my timeline. No doubt you guys are way ahead. Man, I'm not sure what Ramsdale tried to do there, but he's fed the ball straight to Odegaard. Ashley D. I started following Arsenal because I just happened to be a very intelligent young man, and then I went down after that. Oh dear me! And good man, yeah. I'm way behind. I bet I apologise for that. 48 minutes. You guys probably about 54 or something like that. John Laguna, big up everyone involved with Cannon Fire TV. It's been a pleasure. It's a pleasure having you join us, John. The time on my side is 51:40, and I've just got confirmation. Partey adds a fourth to the tally, and I got further confirmation. Goal from Ashley D. So, like I said, yeah. So there we go. Four goals. Nice to send the fans off with a win. He says with 52 minutes. Couldn't matter. Says will be disallowed. Oh, oh. Does it stand or? Yeah, yeah. It's for my ends. Nothing's confirmed. McCoy says 3 goals, 3-0. Sorry, and actually these on 53 minutes. Yeah, I'm still maintaining my 4 minutes distance away from you guys. For whatever I don't know what for whatever reason all the bills are paid. Everything is on the up and up, and for whatever reasons that my streamers decided not to want to keep up in line with the time. I don't know. Actually, these coming. Well, we need these guys because when City lose points for dodgy dealings, it might come to go difference. You know what? I think that ship has sailed. That ship has long sailed. I don't think when I, I said about maybe 4 or 5 games ago that I want Arsenal to win the Premiership on merit. If you're looking for dodgy dealings, if you're looking for backhanders and that kind of thing, yeah, it may get um, upheld. It may there may be a decision about it, but can you honestly think? Do you honestly think that the FA or world governing body would say, oh, actually, Man City, 115 complaints or whatever it is against you. We think that we're gonna strip you. We're gonna deduct points. No, no, that will never ever happen. I think the only time when a team can ever be deducted points will be if it is really grave enough to be made an example, but they potentially would do that the next season and say, you know what, guys, we're going to mark you back 10 points down, 10, 15 points down for every infringement or for every law that you've broken. We take a point off, so 15 points. We start with minus 15. I don't think that's ever going to happen. If it was Arsenal, it happened to Arsenal. You can guarantee it happened to Arsenal because Arsenal, you know, are, there was a year when Tony Adams he was incarcerated, wasn't he? And I think that was the same year when we was like deducted 5 or 10 points. So for Arsenal that would happen, but not for Man City, not for Chelsea, not for um, who else? Who else had a dodgy past? I think just mainly those two. Not. But if it's Arsenal, all day long, because we're the team that we don't have that kind of financial muscle. So if they want to make an example out of us, they will do so. Actually, they say, well, we need these goals because yeah, we did that. Big pardon. Gunnar Matters says white cake from behind the goal and foul the keeper. White came from. Okay, Gunnar Matters. How do you guys like the new launch home kit? Good question. Well, I see a chance going wide. Yeah, I think it's good. I always like to see a new kit at the new season. I don't like the idea. I think in Axe's terms, this is a PR stunt. I don't like the forced the forced position that fans have been pushed to get the new kit because it's showcased on the last match of the season. You know, would they have done that if we won the Premiership? Probably, but I don't like it. I'm a bit of an old school. I like to, you know, get the kit at the beginning, like pre-season or beginning of the season or whenever you can, not as a byproduct of the last season. Now, back in again. Ashley D is coming again. He says it's a goal. Corey Young says it's a goal. Guna Matters says now it's 4-0. And Guna Matters says Jesus has scored. And Ashley D is saying Wolves must be bad. Even Ashley D, you gotta do stand up. You gotta do stand up. And yeah, I like the kit, don't like the price. Like I alluded to earlier, it's like 80 odd quid. If you want to look like the players on the pitch, I think it's 100. It's me, I'm getting a bit slimmer. I need to get that bit slimmer to maybe afford a kit that's £100. But it is what it is. Colin Young's coming. Oh, sorry, Guna Mata says, "Well, Colin, then we should get one delivered in South Africa, brother." There you go. Bit of love there from South Africa. Yeah, that's that. Like I said, I'm old school. I used to like getting a kit when it was released at the start of the season, or just before the season started. This like showcasing the kit now, so then everyone say, "Oh, because we just won our match." I don't know. I don't know. I'd much rather, I'd much rather get the kit at the beginning of the season. Goodman says not available here yet, and Ashley D says team kit is 110 quid. Yeah, yeah, 100, and it's it's like fitted. It's really fitted. It's not. You got to be training, man. You got to be training every day. You know, laps around the Emirates, about 50 laps around the Emirates. That kind of fit just to get into that kit. Gomez has come back in. Any news of Nelson's signing announced? Not that I'm aware of. Not that I'm aware of. But here we go. We've actually is coming. Saka off and Nelson's on. So rather than the rudimentary 70th minute or 75th minute, Nelson's on. Let's see what he can do. Green Matters again. Look at that. He said it should give a beautiful performance now to give him a nice deal, 4 years perhaps. Yeah, I like him to be to come on, but I would like him to come on. I would say there's about 4 key games that Nelson should have come on, and not towards the end. The Bournemouth one would always be in my memory. I think we're living a long in the memory of us Arsenal fans when he came on and that wonderful left foot strike. That's kind of send shockwaves around the Premiership. To me, that he should have been playing more since then, because Saka was tiring. I would have introduced them against Liverpool. Easier said than done, isn't it? Liverpool, West Ham, and Southampton. But that's the way it goes. Quay Young says, "Love the golden Arsenal kit. It is my weakness." Oh, there you go. There you go. So another kit coming. Saliba is the signing I need to hear. Yes, that's what I did say earlier as well. I want to hear that Saliba has signed, and to me that's important. But I need actually I did say just before I had to go, um, just before half time, what signings would you like to see Arsenal bringing in? Because I said we need a Romelu Lukaku up front. Midfield, I don't know who's doing it for midfield. I will have to look at transfer news by Alex when that comes in, see who I fancy, and another central defender. Because if Saliba had stayed with us, then who knows? Who knows what the season would have happened? I like Balogun as well. I want Balogun to stay with us. I don't want him to go. I would like Balogun to stay, and Emma Smith Rowe. But we need a bit more beef in midfield, and I want a man, a big man up front. So when he comes on, that that's it. We're going to get some goals. Goodman comes in. I would have started Nelson and Emma Smith Rowe. I mean, it's the last game. They are probably getting rid of Emma Smith Rowe. Well, earlier, the assembled mentioned that we have to go with our strongest team. So hopefully, Emma Smith Rowe will be with us for seasons to come. Corey Young's coming. Is not really happy with the possibility of losing Tierney. No, I'm not happy either. And the thing is, if you're gonna lose those players, who are you replacing them with? Who are you going to replace them with? It seems quite obvious. You can't just go good, or say average, good, better than good, great. You can't go backwards. You can't go average. You can't go good and average. You can't go good and average. You got to go better than best. And it's got to be someone you think, you know what? Actually, that's a good shout. The signing's got to be players that when they come in, you think, right, one, they're Premiership ready. Two, they know what the agenda is. It's to win. And three, in terms of injuries, the risk is very minimal because they're Premiership proven. None of their um, he's had a few injuries in the past. He's been offloaded by City or by Chelsea or by Liverpool or whoever. I want to get some prime players, but proven. And if we have to spend big because that the next objective for next season is to win. I don't think we'll win Champions League, but not to be embarrassed and come out of it by not even coming out the first set of the first set of six or whatever it is. I don't want to come out of the early stages. I don't want to be embarrassed that kind of way. Have a good run. I've seen a few tractions here now, so good match coming. But Raz, I think Balogun will probably be gone from a business perspective to get good numbers. And Good Matter says, yeah, Colin, me too, bro. I feel they impact players to build your left side apart from Martinelli. I don't know how to respond to that. Quayon's come in. They have to be talented enough to challenge our starting 11, and more importantly, our manager has to not pick favourites and ruthless enough to rotate. But Colin, question. Have you seen Arteta do that this season? Because based on the players that we had this season, he hasn't really rotated them. He's played them on and on and on and on and on, to the detriment of their health in a sense, because his argument is that we don't have any strength in depth. That's the way that I see it. Yeah, actually, was has come in. Trossard was so close, and good matters. I've been doubting his ability to be ruthless, and he has not done that this campaign. There you go. I think in the easy talk on Friday, you guys have pretty much pulled that up as well. You said how he has to be ruthless, but we've been saying that for the last 3 seasons. The first season is always a gimme. You get by, but you have to start showing how ruthless you are. And I think towards the end of last season, when with Bamiyang scenario, he showed that he's ruthless. And I was thinking, okay, well then you can't be messing about. But in this campaign, he has, in essence, relied upon those that you feel that has um, helped. Well, has helped the cause, but there was no depth. There's no squad depth, and this is where we are now. We're fighting against Wolves, four goals up at the end of this campaign. When things, if he was a bit more ruthless, if he could rotate, if he didn't have favourites, who's to say? Who's to say that we could have? This would have been fantastic if this was like the last game of the season. Trust me, if this was the last game of the season where it was a possibility that we could win the Premiership, I won't be speaking to you from Cardiff. I'll be either in the ground or in the pub. You know what I mean? That's my feelings, because that's what your manager should be doing. Your manager should be as ruthless to say, you know what, this is what it's going to take. If this is what it's going to take to actually get us to win, then I'm going to do just that. Don't care about you guys, but I know what I want to make us win. Maybe that's his failing as well. Maybe he was too forgiving in certain areas, and we've seen that you see what happens when that happens. It doesn't work. Oh, and Trossard had a lovely shot outside the box. Um, Quite young. No, he does not rotate. He benched Trossard after being Player of the Month for his favourite in Jesus. And good matters. Colin, what I want to see next time out, Mikel Arteta has to introduce a plan B, C, and D to Z if it's called for. There you go. Same thing Alex was saying. Same thing I've been saying. There's a famous. I said this before. There's a famous. Was a multi-millionaire, and he written a book, and he said that. You don't need a plan B, C, or D, because plan A should be enough to get you from point A to point B. Plan A should be enough. But my argument is, in sport, you've got so many different ways of winning, to make your outcome more favourable. It doesn't have to be right. One striker up front. You could probably have two strikers. You probably can have a influential midfielder. You probably can have a defendable captain. A fantastic goalkeeper. All those players have their way of influencing the game and winning the match. The outcome is to win. But if you have a player who, look at Man City, they just got one player. They got rid of two, three, and they got one player in, and they are where they are. If Arsenal wanted to challenge, Arsenal could have done pretty much the same thing. And we was doing the same thing. We was using Plan A right up into the Liverpool match, and then we got 2 goals up. Then you have to revert to Plan B, and Plan B should be, you know what, guys, we're 2 goals up. Hold it. Hold it. Don't go chasing. Don't go giving away any silly fouls. hold it. And when you get the chance to have a chance on goal, take it. And from then on in, we didn't use plan B to Z, and it shows. Quite young. So he has picked Fabio over ESR. Yeah. Xhaka, Tommy, Zinni, now Kiora over Tierney. Wonton Soup. Is that the lack of ruthlessness, or is it that he didn't believe in the quality of the players he had on the bench? I think it's a bit of both. Wonton Soup. Sport is completely different from business. Yeah, it is. It is. That's the point I was trying to get. The point I was trying to get that if Arteta and the results show, Arteta had Plan A. When Plan B was needed, he was found wanting. You know, he stood there. Silent, looking at what's happening. It was all unfolding in front of him. and you know, I think someone mentioned that De Bruyne was having a go at Pep. De Bruyne having a go at Pep, and yet they won their match. So sometimes you do need a person, whether it's a number two, whether it's a strong player, to say to the manager, "This is not working." You know, you're telling me this, but it's not working. Give me something else. Or you know what? I'll grab the game by the scruff of the neck and I'll do it. Goodemax comes in. Colin, it's inevitable that KT is moving on. It's so evident with KT. You can have 4 various ways to create a plan B or C. That's good matters. And Corey Young agree completely, Glenwyn. You watch. We'll let go of KT. Go and bring in inverted Yao Cancelo. Wonton Soups come back in. Arteta started out his Arsenal career with a plan B. He beat Man City in the FA Cup with a plan B. So it shows he does know how to play different, but for some reasons he won't change it up now. Wonton Soup, I think he needs you. I think he needs you in his ear, mate. I think he needs you to shout in his ear to let him know that plan A ain't working. If plan A out of 100%, if plan A gets you 85%, but you know you're going to need 95 to do the job, then you've got to have plan B to do the 95, to get you to 95. And then plan C to Z will get you 100%. Plan A got you to 85%. And you can't be happy with that. I think most of us Arsenal fans, if we said, oh, you know what, guys, all you're going to achieve is championship position and top 2, we have bitten your hand off. No, most of us said you're crazy. Most of us said you're crazy. But the other half would have said, well, you know what, if that's the case, we'll bite your hand off. But to see that the way that we conceded, like last week, Forest, Southampton, West Ham, to let those games go, you know, shows that plan A is only good up to 85%. You've got to have a plan B, C, to you win. Till you win. Wonton Soup said, we've done it. Quite young, not to mention the inverted thing that leaks goals and come pressure time the leak goals loses. Good matters. Oh wow, ESR are being introduced alongside Vieira. Colin says love ESR, and Shaka says Shaka off, waving bye bye. Yeah, goodbye. Udegaard's off as well, and Gunnar says, are they gonna have a send off for Xhaka as it's his last? I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will send him off in the best possible way. Korea Young, Plan A does not keep clean sheets. Look at Pep ditching Plan A for 4 centre backs to defend and win the Champions League. There you go. So Vieira's on and Emma Smith Rowe's coming on. I'm just seeing that now. I better tell my people that I'm going to beat. Okay, so John Goon is coming, X-Man coming off to Cannon for the Towers. Don't forget his trophy. Quay Young's come in saying 5-0. And he says Kiora scored. I haven't had that on the on an alert as such. Yeah, they are. Quay Young assist from ESR. Emma Smith Rowe, the man. Haha, Kiwi Fruiter scored, says Wong Tong. And my man, Ashley, there you go. So we can see when this goal comes in. It's coming pretty soon. We all adore Kira. Kira, okay, Caviar scored ESR, my man, says Guna Matters. And John Guna, I can see Alex getting a goal today. KT is on the pitch. Okay. And then taken off, he says. Sorry guys, Dominic's room. I'm just going to send a message. I'm meant to be going for a meal, but I'm going to be a bit late. So, actually, thanks for scoring. Get off, he said. Oh, dear me. Let's see it again. So the ball's up in the air, bouncing around a lot. Just took a shot. Swung his leg at something. He's come off the goalkeeper. Unbelievable, Jeff is coming to Cannon for next season. And KT on, lovely, says Guna Matters. Yeah. Last kick of the match. Eddie, Eddie. I've seen so many things. So Katie is on. Um, we've got good matters. Last season we also won 5-0. We must go for 5 or more. And Gabriel, dinner demolished and another goal. John goes to Alex moving on to Sky TV. And good matters. The fact that Ruben Neves has rejected Arsenal, I'm seeing nothing extraordinary from him today though. Yeah, yeah. Well, that's fine. Like I said, I want players to come to Arsenal because they want to play for Arsenal. I don't want them to come because of a sizable paycheck, and they don't do nothing when we in games. I think we've gone beyond the point now where, or maybe slightly, we've gone beyond the point where we just hope that players will turn up. It's got to be you're turning up. If you're not going to turn up, you don't play. You know. Here's a fun question: how many of you started following Arsenal around 2004? Ooh, fun fact question. And Guna Matter says Eddie missed. 80th minute in. Excuse me. That coffee's not good. Seriously, John Guna, seriously, why are we seeing this performance today when it's meaningless? Because we're promoting a new kit. And we've got lots of fans who come in appreciation of the team's efforts. And yeah, it could have been this last week or a few weeks before, but it is what it is, John. It is what it is. John Colin says LOL. Good matters, appreciates that. Wong Tong Soup says 1993 for me. And Kudaman says John, I have a theory and it's very close to throwing a game from our manager. Ooh. And yes, Wong Tong Soup comes in. Pressure off, John. I'm multitasking. Okay, so 93 says Wong Tong Soup. And John Laguna says Wong Tong Soup supported since 71 was Spurs before. Oh my god. No. No. Actually, Liverpool versus Southampton 4-4. Is that now? Um, Good man. So I will make a video of my theory, John, and send it to Alex for my Monday midday show. That'd be interesting. Walter, how did that happen? 92 was League Cup winners and 10th in the league standings. Wontong, that 92 season better or this season second? Ooh, 92 was League Cup winners and 10th in the league standings. Wontong, that 92 season better or this season second? There you go, Wontong. So to have won something by in 10th place or second but not win anything this season. So that's what you think. There we go. Ashley says, "Oh, Wonton, that might deserve a timeout." He said. Wonton says, "92, definitely. Back then, the League Cup meant something." And John the Green says, "My dad took me to a 71 league winning game at White Hart. Shame. I was Spurs then, apparently." Okay. I will take the cup season as well, says Colin Young. So I've got Wolves down this end, but no doubt you've already seen what's going on. John the Goon is coming. Wong Tong, the League Cup was always a big deal until Premier League. Yeah. Now, Wolves are playing with the ball a little bit outside Arsenal's third. Let's go playing keepy football. Wong Tong Su, John, it could only have been a parent's bad habit. Going with this, it still is big to me. The League Cup, that is. Still out. John Laguna. Wonton, yeah, I wish I wised up. Lovely Brady, my brother stuck with Spurs. Though. Nice run. Vieira pushes the ball. This bit of a step over. Left have a shot. Have a shot. And a shot, all right. Jorginho stuck it wisely over the bar. Seen the banner hung. We are so proud of you. That's Arsenal fans. So there's nobody better than Mikel Arteta. He's the best looking Spaniard we know, says one banner. He's the most knowledgeable Spaniard as managers come and go. Excuse me. John Aguna, do you remember the Wolves Arsenal Cup game? George Berry sent off for Wolves, punching Ricks in the head. No. I remember George Berry. He had a massive afro. Massive afro. And he was a hard, as you call a hard defender. Gunametas says, I started around 94 as well. Wong Tong Soup. Colin, both the League Cup and FA have been devalued to me. Although with the FA Cup, I think it's because I've seen us win it so many times. Quite young, we could score 52 more in this game, and I still see a disappointment this season. Fun ride, but the bottling at the end was historic for all the wrong reasons. Actually, it says there's 4 more added minutes. And Wonton says the FA Cup and Carabao Cup are afterthoughts now. Well, for me, it's always been the FA Cup because I suppose being mature, that's another way of looking at it, old school. I like the build up. I like the back in the day. I'm not sure if they still do it now, but back in the day, you was able to see both teams, how they prepare, how they got there, what the expectations were, key players to look out for, managers' tactics, fans' reactions, all the build up, and then the two coaches arriving at Wembley and dressing rooms and everything else. And to me, that was what was really FA Cup, Champions League, because like this season we were so close to beating Barcelona. I still say that the referee spoilt that match. I mean, if he if he if the referee had allowed their goal to stand and not send Lehmann off, then I think we would have won that match because it may have meant a change of tactics or I mean, I think we sacrificed Perez, if my memory serves me, for a keeper. So to me, that it just threw everything out. Sorry, let me just go into the last couple of. Guma says I don't particularly like the socks of this kit. George Berry didn't muck about. The BBC made a whole day of it. That's right. And she says, "What the heck? Vieira gets injured, gets up, the boom, ball straight into the head." I dismissed that. The best teams will always go after those competitions, and that devaluation was my issue with Arsene Wenger. Top four is not a trophy. That's correct. Yeah. So Champions League for me was because it was. What happened to him? No, it's down again. Um, Champions League was to me was it's just you're playing against all of Europe. You're playing against all of Europe, and to be champion of Europe, Chelsea's done it. Yeah. Man City's about to do it. Man United's done it. Liverpool's done it countless times. I think Aston Villa's done it. Notts Forest done it twice. When is Arsenal going to do it? So for me, that's what it is. FA Cup, so FA Cup, Champions League, and Premiership. I don't devalue them. All right, you got the Carabao Cup. Yeah, I think Arsenal would put in the youngsters. Any of the other cups, you put the youngsters in to get them experience. And I think that's not a bad thing, but also you got to take it kind of serious when you get to that later stages as well. For my ends, I can see all the fans clapping. It's the end of the season. It's the end of this run. I've got Angie Beer first lady saying full time. Wongton Super saying correct. I think we would have won with 11 men. The ref could have allowed the goal. Yeah, exactly. I crave that Champion League trophy over any other, says Wongton Soup. So do we all. But it is time. So what I will say, first and foremost, on behalf of my wingman and Emerson as well, game, set, and match. Match is over. Thank you so very much. I'm sorry if it was a bit disruptive. But thank you so very much for watching me on this watch along. I think I've done about maybe 6 or 7 or 8 matches, maybe more than that. And I've enjoyed it, been stressed by it, disappointed by it, but that's us Liverpool fans. The Liverpool fans, that's us. I just seen Liverpool come up there, and I just let me just show you. John Greer says, "Remember Liverpool in the white suit, Spice Boys." And Julen Lopetegui coming. It's been good, Raz. I better watch longer than the end of the season we had. Yeah, I appreciate that, Julen Lopetegui. I appreciate every single one of you guys. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I thank you that you joined me during the week, a weekend for this watch along. Because it's not just me. Otherwise, it's just me, just one guy just talking in a room by himself. But it's you guys online. There's also the comments as well. Thank you so very very much on behalf of Cannon for the TV, Alex, the subscribers, the patrons, the Carl, the Liverpool fan, Eltel, Wonton Soup, Colin Young, Gunnar Matters, John Gunnar, our First Lady Angie, I say Angie D, then Ashley D, and Angie Bear. Guys, thank you. Even English Conversation Club as well. Thank you for joining. Thank you for seeing. Last match of the season. It's flat. We've won. Ifs, ands, buts, and maybes don't make anything. It's a lovely dream. It's a lovely dream if we could have just turned a few matches around the way that we could have done, but it's not. It is what it is. We say our goodbyes to Saka. We say our goodbyes to any of the other players who played this season who may be out of this club. And we wait for the expectation of new players to come in and for them to see the standards. So now we have to elevate and raise it. So, on behalf of Cannon for the fans, on behalf of Cannon for the TV, Alex and myself, and you guys, is Raz. I'm seeing more comments. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, thanks to Mad Dog Raff for a season of good watch-alongs and good rantings. Thank you, Ashley D. Thanks to all those that took the time to tune in. There you go. Good amount again. Good work, Ralph. Awesome all season, even when our below club fails dramatically. Yes, more conversation about that, Colin. Don't worry about that. One can soup Leicester and Leeds down then. There you go. That's confirmation. My old team are down. That's the way it is. But my present team, my love team, my heart team, 5-0. But things could have been so much better. But now the bar has been raised. Let's see what's going to happen this summer for the transfer market, and let's have a really good pre-season, God willing, and let's see if we can push again to see if we can get to that promised land. Right. So it's Raz, calling from Cardiff. Thank you very much, guys. Take care. Have a great summer. Stay safe. Be kind to one another. Please be kind to one another. Watch out for your words and your actions. Be kind. Stay safe and have a great summer. And I'll catch you guys on another video. Take care. See you soon. And bye for now. Bye-bye.